Hi there, this is Gerard Wellbrock, and you're tuned in to Tiger Talk. We're going to talk some women's basketball with head coach Tony Hobson and men's hoops with Mark Johnson. It's all coming up right after this on Tiger Talk.
At Eagle Communications, we're proud to provide the communications services you need to get the most from today's technology. Our employee owners make it happen. We're part of your community, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer service. If you ever have a question, give us a call. We're here to help. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into another installment of Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock with you for the next half hour as we talk some Fort Hays State basketball. We'll be joined by women's coach Tony Hobson. They had a very nice week this week as the Tigers bounce back Saturday after losing to Pitt, who's red hot. They come back and get a big win on the road at Missouri Southern Saturday for their 21st win of the year. And the Tiger men, after a disappointing effort against Pittsburgh State, get a very nice three-point win at Missouri Southern, getting head coach Mark Johnson his 300th career coaching victory. Now the Tigers right there in the hunt, still trying to get into that top four in the conference standings for an automatic trip to Kansas City in the MIAA tournament quarterfinals. They'll be at home. Final regular season home games this week. Thursday night, Lindenwood. Saturday afternoon for Senior Day with Lincoln. And we'll talk all about that when we return. Tiger Talk presented once again by the Golden Corral, just north of the interstate in Hays. Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. We'll take our first break. Tony Hobson, head women's coach, will join us next right here on Tiger Talk. Welcome back to Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock and head women's coach Tony Hobson. The Tigers get a split this week on the road, lose a tough one Thursday at Pittsburgh State, but then come back with a really hard-fought 6-point win at Missouri Southern on Saturday. And let's start with Thursday night. We talked about it in the program last week, a challenge with Pitt State, playing the best of anybody in the conference, and unfortunately that continued. That's maybe one of those games you just have to tip your cap to your opponent, because I didn't think you played that bad. Certainly played well enough to win. They just played a little bit better.
Well, I knew that going in we would probably have to have a, not a perfect game, but close to win down there. They're just they're a hot team right now, and they're good to begin with. So you catch them. They're just right in stride right now, playing very well. And then on their home floor towards the end of the season, you have all the makings of having a hard time getting out of there. So, like you said, I didn't think we played that bad. I thought we were okay, probably a little bit better than okay, but just not good enough on that night to beat Pitt. So, like you said, sometimes the other team just beats you, and I didn't think we really lost that game as much as on that night we just got beat.
They get out to the quick start. I think they hit their first 8 shots. I think 3 of them were 3. And you were behind the 8 ball, so to speak, all night. You made several runs. You got it right there. You're never out of the game, but it was just difficult to overcome that hot start by them early on.
Well, you just consistently climbing a hill, and then you slip at the top and you fall back down. And then you climb the hill again. I'll bet we did it 6 times. And you have to give our kids credit. We never gave up and just said, hey, we can't beat these guys. We kept making run after run at them, but couldn't ever hit the critical shot, or more likely we couldn't stop them enough. It seemed like every time they broke open for a shot or we made a mistake defensively, they hit the shot. So, even up until right inside of a minute, we're down 6, and Chelsea has a decent look at 3 that looked like it was, it was just in and out. It was a game right up until the end, even though it was a 10-point margin. But, it was a good environment to play in. You need to play tough games like that and see what you're made of. And I was happy with the way we competed and stayed in there, because it was a tough team to play at a tough time. And but I was worried more after that game just about regrouping. So we did that well. So anyway, tough night. Tough place to play and against a good team.
And you mentioned coming back less than 48 hours later, about 36 at Southern. Very difficult place to play because, again, they're pretty darn good in their style. But I thought your team really answered the challenge. Had that big run in the first half, withstood a big run by them, and just made enough plays down the stretch. That was a gritty and good win on Saturday.
Well, I was proud of the way we bounced back and played. I thought we played actually a little better on Saturday than we did Thursday, which is odd for those long trips and the short turnaround because, they had a chance to rest some kids because of the way they just drubbed Kearney on Thursday. I know, probably didn't play some of their kids 6 or 8 minutes as much as they would have otherwise, and that makes a big difference. And then being at home. We extended our kids to the limit on Thursday trying to win that game, and so I knew we would be a little tired. So I was proud of the way we bounced back and just really competed on Saturday. And I thought we guarded so much better. If we would have guarded it, and maybe our plan just wasn't good enough against Pitt. Sometimes you kind of have an idea of what you want to do. And then you see they make a couple little changes, and what you're doing maybe isn't quite right. So I thought our plan was it was the right plan for Saturday for one, and I thought we executed it well. And I don't think nobody has made that two-game road swing this year without losing at least one. Yeah. Nobody in our league, and a lot of them have given away 2 of them. So I was happy with the way we played. And a couple of our kids stepped up and played better than they did Thursday, and that was the key.
And Chelsea scored 16, only 2 3 attempts. She did it in a lot of different ways, and then Nikki had a great offensive game for you. Hit some big shots throughout the entire contest.
Well, and that's primarily that's who I was talking about. I thought Chelsea played way better on Saturday than she did Thursday. She didn't have a great game on Thursday, and we challenged her a little bit, and she agreed. And she played well. I thought she rebounded well. She ran the floor, and you can tell Chelsea's playing well when she gets back cut baskets on the offensive end. When she will cut and move, she's practically unguardable. Everybody's trying to get up on her for the outside shot, and you saw her go in for at least 2, maybe 3 layups just by people overplaying her and getting back cuts. So when she gets those kind of baskets, you know that she's active and playing well. And I thought she played a good offensive game. I thought Nikki, she made all of her free throws, 8 for 8, and she also hit a couple timely baskets, 1 big 3 in the second half. So she's given us some good minutes. I mean, it's not many times that you bring somebody off the bench and they play 30 minutes, but I always look at we've got 7 starters really. I mean, you can plug Ellie in there, you can plug Nikki in there, and not lose anything. So for those 2 to play big minutes is not a strange thing for us.
Well, Tigers get the big bounce-back win, their 21st of the year, and with it, lock up at worst a top 4 spot in the conference standings. So they'll be guaranteed a trip to Kansas City for the quarterfinals of the MIAA tournament. Now this week, they're back at home for their final 2 games of the season as they take on Lindenwood on Thursday and Lincoln on Saturday. We'll talk about that when we return right here on Tiger Talk.
They're growing up and getting busier. Between school, sports, dance, sleepovers, you want to make sure they can always reach you when they need to. Nextech Wireless has the perfect cell phone starter plan. For only $40 per month, it includes unlimited data, calling, and texting. There are no contracts or overages, so they can call, text, YouTube, and stream all they want. Plus, smartphones start at just $150. Certain restrictions apply. Get the $40 WOW Unlimited plan at Nextech Wireless.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk, presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate in Hayes, where kids eat free Tuesdays from 4 until close. Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Tiger women, as we mentioned, locked up a spot in Kansas City for the conference tournament, which is not too far down the road. The Tigers play their final 2 home games of the season. We know that's official now. Their final 2 times at the Coliseum. Thursday night against Lindenwood, Saturday afternoon against Lincoln. And you play a couple of teams down the bottom portion of the conference standings, and that's always a concern as well. You're coming off a road trip where you're playing 2 really good teams. You knew you had to be locked in. Now you still have to be locked in regardless of who you play this time of the year.
Well, that's exactly right. And the thing that makes it a little easier, I think, is because it is our last 2 games. So I don't think we'll have any trouble zeroing in and playing well this weekend. You know, you have senior night and a big crowd guaranteed on Saturday. And then Thursday, I think we probably play, you know, I think Lindenwood's better than Lincoln. Although their records are close to the same, I think Lindenwood's a little more dangerous and definitely played us a lot tougher the first time we played them. And, you know, we didn't by any means just beat them real bad. I mean, that game was decided in the last 2 minutes with the game tied and Paige hitting a big 3. Ended up a 5-6 point game. So, you know, they're still a dangerous team. They have a good point guard, a good wing player, and we have to be ready to play or they could slip up on us.
Yeah, and you look at Lindenwood, they've got Gengenbacher, one of the top scorers of the conference, and anytime you play a team that's got a player who can put up points, that's always dangerous because we've seen it before. One player can sometimes make a big difference in a game.
Well, the thing is, if they get going, then their teammates all of a sudden get confident, knowing that, hey, she's into it. You know, we got a chance to win, so let's get going. So we'll have to make sure we know what we're doing against her, and I think we have a couple kids that can maybe slow her down a little bit. And you know, we just have to keep doing what we've been doing. We're getting good play from so many different people at different times, and it's not where we rely on one person or even 2. We've got a lot of people that can come up with the big play. I mean, you saw it Saturday, you know, Taylor Chandler made a couple big plays at the end of the clock, and I'll guarantee you, if you're scouting us, she's about your 5th or 6th concern offensively for us. But she has the ability to step up and win games for you, as does Chelsea, Jill, Beth, Paige. So I think you know, it makes us a little steadier because we can have 1 or 2 people maybe not clicking and still pull these things out, and I think that's why we've won so many close games.
And on that note, you had a lot of possession Saturday, clock winding down. Never saw panic, though, and they ended up getting a great shot. And you mentioned a lot of times it was a layup, but a great poise shown by your team, and they've really been, for the most part, that way all year.
Well, for the most part, and I think the main thing there was Chelsea was a little more patient. A lot of times the offense ends when it gets to her, and she'll take a quick shot when we don't need it. But we continued into the offense and just, you know, we kind of waited for our shots, and we waited to attack when it was open, and it really made a difference. I mean, a couple of times we got to the line there late, and then like Taylor got to the basket twice. I know Nikki hit one at the end of the clock. So just a little bit more patience on our part sometimes is a good thing.
Good bounce back win on Saturday. Hopefully 2 more home wins coming up this week, Thursday and Saturday, with Lindenwood and Lincoln. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Have a great week of practice. We'll see you Thursday at the Coliseum.
Okay, thanks, Gerard.
That's head coach Tony Hobson of the Fort Hays State women. Again, 21 wins on the year, and they're going to go for 22 and 23 this week at home against Lindenwood and Lincoln. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with men's coach Mark Johnson. Tiger Talk brought to you by the Golden Corral, north of the interstate in Hays. Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA, and we're back right after this.
BOS Motorsports in Hays introduces the top off-road vehicle lineup with Polaris. The world leader in off-road innovation presents the Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, and Ace off-road vehicles right here in the heartland of BOS Motorsports in Hays. Whether you're looking for something for the trail, the farm, the oil patch, the hunt, BOS has the ride just for you. Stop in today and ride away with yours. At BOS, customer service is #1. Our in-house parts and service department will take care of you before, during, and after the sale. BOS Motorsports just north of I-70 at exit 159 in Hays.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock, joined now by head men's coach Mark Johnson. The program brought to you again by the Golden Corral, where you can Check out their catering items for your next event. Maybe you've got an office event or some family coming to town this spring or summer. Let them cater your wedding, your anniversary, whatever the need may be. Call Matt 625-4141. Again, 625-4141 for catering at the Golden Corral Best Buffet in the USA. Tiger men split this week. Lose at Pitt, and then I get a big win at Missouri Southern on Saturday afternoon. And Coach, it was a crazy weekend. The Thursday night at Pitt, you score over 90, which normally on the road is very good. You shoot it well. Unfortunately, the defense just wasn't there. Pitt gets into triple figures. It was a disappointing loss and a disappointing effort on the defensive end on Thursday night.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we scored 90 and lost. Really, we played okay offensively. They're really pressured defense. Only had 8 turnovers, shot the ball well. Just did not have an answer for them. And I think some credit goes to them. They played really well. The Starks kid's a very good player. We couldn't stop him. Gustafson, they shot the ball well. They played extremely well, and we really didn't do much to give them resistance and slow them down. So disappointing. Not that we lost, just the way we lost. To play that well offensively and to probably play that poorly defensively was disappointing.
And then I know you challenged your team about that and really responded. It may sound strange, you give up 82 points, but the intensity, the urgency, all of those things on the defensive side, much, much better against one of the offenses. There's several of them in the conference this year, but as good as anybody in scoring points in Missouri Southern. Yeah,
they're very good offensively. I mean, the Prince kid, he can easily be the best offensive player in all of Division II. He leads the country in scoring and foul, free throws made, free throws attempted. The Austin Wright kid's a prolific three-point shooter. I mean, they're very good offensively. I thought we did a good job slowing them down. Really did a great job on Prince. I know he had 21, but that's still well below his average and limited his shots. And like I said, after the game, Jay Cadley and Drew did a tremendous job of trying to slow him down. And we did a really good job in the second half on Austin Wright, limiting his three-pointers. And then we played really good offensively. Rob was really good in the second half. Craig had a good offensive weekend, and some other guys stepped up late. Hadley had a big offensive rebound putback and shot our free throws really well. Probably could. We only missed 2. Those 2 kind of made it a little easier on us if we would have made those. But a great performance to go on the road, especially the back end of the 4-day road trip and beat a high-scoring team like that.
And it was almost deja vu for you guys because the game at home, you're up 11, 4.5 to go. They come back, hit a big 3, and you end up winning it in overtime. I think you're up 9 this time with about 5.5 to go, and they come back. But Craig hits the big shot. As you said, you got some stops, and then they missed a couple of opportunities down the stretch in the final seconds for you to get the win. But they nearly pulled it out again, but your guys this time able to keep it in regulation and find a way to win it.
That's what they do. I think Kearney had a 20-point lead in the second half, and they came back and already cut it to 1 or something and had an opportunity. I mean, Southern's too talented on their home floor not to make a run there and make some shots and make it difficult on you, and was happy for our guys. We were able to step up and find a way to win that game in a close game. Western and Lincoln, we had some opportunities earlier in the year on the road and couldn't close the deal. It was nice that our guys were able to come through this time.
And you mentioned Hadley Gillum, 12 points in both of the games, and he's proven to be a much better threat offensively, but it seems like he's been elevating his game a little bit, and then he added the defensive side of it on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good weekend. I think, like I said, he had 12 both nights, and it gives us good offensive punch. Rebounds fairly well, too, for his size. And, again, Craig shot the ball well. We've really shot the ball well all year. Hopefully that continues. But, we're just physically not going to be able to necessarily shut the other teams out. We got to do a better job of just trying to limit them as much as we can.
Well, the Tigers get the split, and it was a big one because they stay tied for 5th in the MIAA, and they're going to face Thursday night. One of the teams are trying to catch the Lindenwood Lions who come to town. We'll talk about that when we return. Tiger Talk brought to you by the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA, and our final segment coming up next.
At Eagle Communications, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. Our employee owners make it happen. We're part of your community, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer service. If you ever have a question, give us a call. We're here to help. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back. It's our final go-around here this evening on Tiger Talk, brought to you by the Golden Corral in Hayes. And, hey, live the high life without the high prices. Golden Corral's premium weekends, the prime rib, the glazed salmon, and the jumbo shrimp, all for just $13.99. There's a reason they call it the best buffet in the USA. Just north of the interstate, open 7 days a week, the Golden Corral. Fort Hays State playing their final 2 regular season home games here this week. Thursday night, Lindenwood, and then Saturday afternoon on Senior Day, it'll be the Lincoln Blue Tigers. And boy, Lindenwood team, they've had a few struggles like everybody has here down the stretch. They're in second place, but you're just a game back of them in the loss column, but literally a big challenge, maybe the biggest team you've played in a long, long time, and they really got you at their place earlier this year.
Yeah, it's a challenging matchup for us because of their size. You know, we're a very small team. They're a very big team. I think, you know, you look at our success against Southern, as good as they are, they're a little bit smaller. We match up well with them. This will be a challenge. You know, the 7'1" guy inside makes it hard to score at the basket, and then they have big guards. And they can, you know, put a little, you know, 6'5" guys on Rob and Kenny and those guys. Even their point guard 6'2" on Craig. So they, you know, we don't get quite the looks we've been able to get against other teams. And Artenson is just another. We keep playing a few. There's just some really special offensive players this year. Artenson had 20 at halftime against us at their place. He just had 46 at Northwest Missouri a week ago. We really don't have anyone that matches up with him physically. He's a 6'5", 6'6" guard. We're going to have to put 5'10" and 6-foot guys on him. He can shoot over. So big challenge, but I think hopefully on our home floor, you know, that'll give us an advantage and give ourselves an opportunity to win the game.
I was surprised Arnson's only 8th in the conference in three-point percentage, looking that up earlier today, because certainly when you guys played him and watching him a few other times, seems like he never misses. I was surprised it wasn't higher than that, but still one of the better three-point shooters in the league.
Oh, yeah. It seems like the last couple times or all 3 times we've been to Lindenwood, we make them look like all-stars. They've played just exceptional. And he's another one. He's a great player, and they run a lot of stuff to him. And really, I'd say they're the best defensive team in our league. They're a good offensive team. They're probably not to the level of the top 3 offensive teams in our league. They beat you a little bit different. They make it really challenging for you to score points. They'll keep the game a low-scoring game, and we just could not. We didn't do a good enough job defensively to keep it close. And you know, we're probably not going to be able to go out and get 85 to 90 on these guys. I mean, maybe we can. That'd be great. Can't really count on that. We're going to have to do a better job slowing them down and not letting them score, and they really hurt us on the offensive glass in the first half.
Yeah, they lead the conference in fewest points allowed defensively, so that'll be a challenge. And then Senior Day Saturday, Lincoln obviously much improved, and their 3 guards, maybe as good of guard combo there is in the country. Not your typical Lincoln team where you just show up, play well, and you figure you're going to win. You got to play well and play very well to beat these guys.
You do. I mean, like I said, their guards are very talented, and when they get it going, like I said, they're as formidable of a backcourt as we have faced all year. The Smith, Verdue, and the Lewis, those 3 guys together, when they get it going, and I think they'll be the type of team, they'll come into Gross Coliseum and be very excited with our arena and our crowd, and they'll be ready to go, and we got to find a way to limit them because they can get it going from 3 in a hurry and athletic and can make a lot of plays.
Well, and you had to get a split this last road trip. You got that done. Now, imperative you take care of business at home because a top 4 finish, still a possibility. A lot of great things still out there, but now it's the time of the year you got to put some wins together.
Yeah, here with 2 weeks to go, I think all that's in play. Definitely a top 4 finish, and NCAA Regional's still in play. I think you know, when the regional rankings come out this week, I think we'll definitely be in the top 10 to what we're at. I don't know, but you know, we've put ourselves in a position to do some good things. But like you said, you have to keep winning. If you don't win this week, you eliminate a lot of those things you've put yourself in position for.
Nope. Should be a fun week, certainly, with Lindenwood and Lincoln coming to town. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Have a great week of practice. We'll see you Thursday night.
All right, thank you, Gerard.
That's Mark Johnson, coach of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Again, Thursday night, Lindenwood, 5:30 and 7:30 for the men, the women, and then the men, and then a 2 and 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon tilt on Senior Day with the Lincoln Blue Tigers. If you missed any portion of the program, you can always catch it online at HaysPost.com or the video replay on Eagle Cable's channel 14 and 614 at 10:30 in the morning and 7 o'clock in the evening on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's going to wrap up the program. program brought to you again by the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive, Golden Belt Bank of Hayes and Ellis, Adams Brown, Barron and Ball, and Couture for men and women. And of course, we couldn't do it without the great folks at the Golden Corral in Hayes. Again, check out their weekend premium special, prime rib glazed salmon with the jumbo shrimp now for just $13.99. They're open 7 days a week just north of the interstate in Hayes. The Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. For coaches Tony Hobson and Mark Johnson, this is Gerard Welbrock. So long, everyone.
At Eagle Communications, we deliver what matters to your business. Our services are fast, reliable, secure, and competitively priced, giving you more value for your hard-earned business dollar. With Eagle Communications, you're not just another number, you're part of our business family. And we deliver peace of mind with local technicians who provide dedicated system monitoring and support. Connect to something better. Call Eagle Communications and let's talk about what matters to your business.
Thanks for watching Tiger Talk. If you missed any portion of it, you can always catch the audio replay from Tiger Radio Mix 103 or the video replay at HayesPost.com. We'll see you next time right here on Tiger Talk.